All right, I am smoking a whole brisket today. This is a first. We are breaking into master built. Last night I did a little sear and a quick smoke, not a low and slow smoke. This is going to be a low and slow brisket. We're up to 225. I just dropped it in, and I've got the grill grates arranged a little differently today. See that gap in the back? So instead of sliding it all the way back, you can actually put it to the middle of the grill for larger cuts. And I really like the versatility here. And got my temperature probe in. It's set to 170. I'm gonna hurry up and close it so I don't lose all my heat there. But nice little setup. Really like the grill. I had a little failure to light error earlier, so we got some of the old charcoal out of the way, relit, and we got up to 225 in about 6-7 minutes. So as advertised, it 225 in 7 minutes, it hit it right on the mark. So I'm happy. We'll check back in several hours. Once we get to 170, we'll wrap, and we'll wrap it up, and then we'll put brisket mop in there and bring it up to 205, and we'll be good. All right, doing a quick check-in. It's been about 2 hours. We're up to about 120 degrees. As you can see, I threw some fresh rosemary from my little herb garden, and we are still plugging away at 225, and again about up to 120 degrees. I'm gonna drop some more wood in here and try to get up to 170. All right, it's been almost exactly 7 hours, and we're still at 225 low and slow. I've got an internal temp of 165. I know I said originally I was going to try to get to 170 internal, but I think we are at a good point with this brisket, and you can see the results there. Got nice bark, nice dark caramel color. I'm going to go ahead, take the probe out. I'm going to put this on some foil and butcher paper, brisket mop wrap, and that's a wrap. Put it back on here till we get to about 202, 203 internal. So I'm going to hand the camera over to my assistant, and he's going to film while I try to get this bad boy off. So let's first get this probe out. Here for now. All right, and I'm gonna try to get over there with this brisket. Ooh, that's juicy goodness right there. All right, so now I can get my mop. Get my brisket mop. We're just gonna pour this in. Along the sides, back, a little on the front. Right, so that's my mop. Already got a little leakage going here. Look at this. Our mop all down the smoker. Probe reset. Find the middle. Oops. There we go. Let's see what kind of temperature reading we got. All right, we're gonna see what kind of temperature reading we got on that probe. 156. All right, so we dropped a couple of degrees while we were getting wrapped, but now we're set and try to get up to 202 and we'll have some juicy tender brisket. All right, so it's been a few hours and my brisket, when I took it off last night, I wrapped it in this towel, put it in this cooler. So let's look at the final product here. This towel needs to get washed now. Alright, there is brisket. A little bit on this here, but it's okay. Alright. I might see if I can save some of that goodness right there. Let's see. Probably not. We dropped a lot of it on the cutting board, but that's okay. Got a little bit of it. While we clean our counter before and after. All right, these rosemary sprigs are done. All right, so now turn this way. There we go. So take my knife here and I'm going to cut the point off of the flat, which there's a natural seam of fat right going between them. So that's very easy to find. And there, this is real messy, isn't it? Put you here. So now we have the point and we have the flat. So now my job is to find the grain on the flat, which looks like it's there. What I need to do, can you hand me that plate right there? Thank you. So I'm going to put my point for later. Oh, my point right there. And so it looks like the grain is going this way. So it looks like it's going that way. So I'm going to cut this piece here. See what we got. That looks right. Let's see. So definitely got tender brisket. Probably a little too tender. So I'm gonna cut nice big slices, because it is pull apart tender. Look at that. I can't even pick it up. Just perfect pull apart tender. Now for the taste test. What do you guys think?
It's
good. Really
Real
tender,
good.
isn't it? So, to sort of backtrack how we got here. So, new Masterbuilt 1050 smoker. It is a little too tender for my liking, but some people say you can never have too tender. But it is definitely fall apart. So, some of these inner pieces right here look a little better. So we cooked it at 225 for 13 and a half hours, and started at 1 o'clock, 1:15 or so. And let's see, I wrapped it somewhere right around 7 hours. Is that right? So that would be 9 o'clock, 9:15, and it was in the wrap phase till 2:30 last night. Got to 2:05. I hopped up out of my sleep, got it wrapped, and went back to bed. And so it's been resting in a cooler, wrapped in a towel since 2:30. So about 6.5 hours. So here is some of the back. The back's a little firmer. It's not quite as pull apart. It's a little thicker cut of meat, but you can see the consistency here. This is probably more competition grade back here. The thinner part of the brisket. This was a small full packer brisket. The thinner parts probably cooked a little longer. Well, not cooked longer, but got cooked to a higher temperature. And that's the different consistency. Not bad though. So I'm gonna see if I can get this off, and then we will take a look at the point. Hand me that plate, son. Nice smoke ring. See that smoke ring? I used apple and pecan wood, and I wasn't sure if I was using enough since this was my first smoke on the Masterbuilt. And I am happy with the amount of smoke that I got, as evidenced by the smoke ring. So now, this is the point, which, if you like burnt ends, this is where burnt ends come from. So the point, just gonna cube this up and then try to resist eating all the juicy cubes. This is what my family refers to as meat candy. See here, it's also fall apart. Barely slice them with the knife. That rosemary that I added to the top, I can really smell that coming through, and that's a new touch for me. I like that. I don't know that I do it every time, but with this particular brisket, it works. All right. Okay. All right. So we got some burnt ends here. A little more bigger. Let's do that. Take it off. Chew it off. Why'd you bite it in half? Just chew the whole thing, sweetie. How does it taste?
Good.
So this would be mine. Overall, give it a B+. B+ on the flat. How about this? A B+ on the flat and a A- on the point. Burnt ends are excellent. What I'm doing is trying from different. One from the front, one from the back here. Burnt end. Definitely A- on the point, B+ on the flat. Just a little bit of uneven cooking on the flat. When we move from the thinner to the thicker part, the thinner part of the flat obviously got more BTUs, more heat into it than the thicker part. So it is a different consistency or texture. It's still good, but as you saw when I cut, it went fall apart to more like a competition thickness. And that's just because it wasn't a competition brisket. It's not very even, and I didn't try to trim it up to make it any evener. So perfect for backyard smoke masters and family fun and eating. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be doing more of this soon. All right, thank you.